welcome to Her Success Unleashed. I am your host, Sharon Botley, and I have an amazing guest today. She is Dr. Tamika Head. She is the founder of Pink STEM Inc. I saw her story and then I got to meet her. We spoke on the board together. I thought, I've got to sit down and talk to this young lady and get inside of her brain and see what's going on and how she's able to serve in the capacity that she does. She began her journey from mentoring youth in 1998 for the Boys and Girls Club in Augusta, Georgia. Then she began volunteering in summer camps and tutoring as a mentor. And upon graduating from school in Augusta, Georgia, Tamika joined the U.S. Air Force. Thank you for your service. And she went to school thereafter. During her tenure as an air traffic controller and supervisor, she was a trainer and she positioned herself to cardiopulmonary laboratory supervisor. That's a big one. And you became a therapist there. And she volunteered as a big brother, big sister while in the military. After separating, she volunteered more, and Dr. Head's journey just blew open. And she's very active in the community with STEM programs with children in high school, middle school, and they get scholarships, and she has involvement with corporations, and that helps propel our students once they get out of school. And I just thought we need to know more about this program. So Dr. Tamika, take it away.
Oh, thank you so much. And Sharon, I appreciate you bringing me on to your platform, and thank you for this opportunity. Just a little bit about myself. Pink STEM is, it was actually my project in school. When I wanted to get an advanced degree beyond my master's degree, I talked to my professor and I said, I want to choose a topic for my research topic. And because I was in education at the time, I was either I was a chemistry teacher or I was a middle school teacher at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He said, choose something that's close to your heart, something that you really want to spend hours researching. And so STEM was like a brand new word. It really wasn't a buzzword. So I did my topic based on STEM so I could learn more about it, learn more about engineering. And my research paper turned into a nonprofit, which turned into a 501c3 nonprofit. And then after a year of having Pink STEM, I noticed that my students were still looking for jobs in their fields.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when I started my for-profit business. This was back in 2014,
Okay.
Pink Engineering. And that's the pipeline that I use to hire my girls and minorities into the STEM fields.
You said Pink Engineers?
Pink Engineering, yes.
I love that. I also caught that point you just made, that you challenged yourself, you pushed yourself to do something and research on something that you were not very knowledgeable on, but you were passionate about it. And I think that a lot of our careers and our successes, well, I know it starts on something that we're purposeful about, passionate about, and we either get headache from it, dark places from it, or we absolutely love it and chase it down. But that's how we find our purpose. And I love the fact that you didn't know much about it, but you researched it and then it turned into a nonprofit. Wow. And wow. So tell us more about the students and their involvement and what do they do and what kind of criteria do they meet?
So the students, initially it started from, as I said, it was a research topic.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I was a teacher at the time, I asked the principal at the school if I would be able to create a dance team. And he said, sure, just, make sure that you let the parents know everything that you want to do. I asked the students, if I create a dance team, will you guys learn STEM on the weekends after we finish dancing? And so the students said, as long as you give us something that we love, we'll do whatever you would like. So I talked to the parents. I had a meeting at Applebee's and invited all the parents. I brought in 30 college volunteers from Fort Valley State University so they could be close in age to the students so they could reach the students. We all met up at Applebee's with the parents and I told them what my vision was.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents trusted me to take those students from Macon, Georgia to Atlanta, Georgia on the weekends where we would go to dance studios. And then afterwards, we would go to Georgia Tech. We would go to Spelman, Clark, Morehouse, different colleges and universities, Clark, Atlanta, so they could learn more about STEM and work with engineers.
And
that was how it started.
Uh-huh.
And just seeing how I met the students where they were, things that they already understood and things that they knew, which was like dance. And then I started to incorporate like engineering aspects to it. I started incorporating technology. How is technology used in dance? How is engineering a part of dance, the mechanical engineering of your body? Just different types of things. And I worked with UGA, Georgia Tech, to do further research so we could come up with a curriculum. And when I tell you, it just blossomed from there, and it got a little bit bigger than I anticipated because I was not only working with middle school students, I had some high school students, and I also had college students that were all at once. It just became so robust really quickly that I had to scale back because it was overwhelming for me. And I was a mother and married as well. And just being, newly in a relationship and being with a young child, it was a bit much. So I had to scale back and find out, what do I want to do with the business? What do I want to take it to, and what next steps? And so I can't say it waxes and wanes. It over the years, I have poured all of my time into it, where at first I quit my job teaching and I was like, I'm going to do this full time. And I did Pink STEM full time. I ran, and then I didn't have all my steps in order. And I said, I need to scale back. I need to go back and be financially stable, because that is one thing with the nonprofit. You have to know how to operate it properly.
Absolutely.
Because any laws that you must abide by.
Right.
But in order for you to be able to make sure you can pay salaries and make sure that you can take care of a staff, you really need to make sure you have your research in place. And that was something that I learned along the way. And so I went back into the classroom, started back working full-time again as a teacher. And I opened up a business where not only were we just going to the colleges and universities, but they would come to our center after school and do STEM. So we did like a battle bots competition where they wanted to battle their robots. So they would build the robots, computer code the robots, and battle them. We had a 3D printer that NASA and Georgia Tech donated to us. So we would do 3D printing concepts, and we would also do just a lot of fun activities, a lot of dancing, a lot of fashion, where the girls would come in. They would bring their Barbies in, the elementary students, and we would do a Barbie day where we do engineering and Barbies. So just, kind of bringing them where they are. And then the pandemic did hit. And so when that happened, my same group of students that were coming to the center, I would send them boxes. So I would still talk to my partners at NASA, and they would help me create kits. And I would send those kits to the students, and I would invite engineers on virtually, and we would teach them virtually. And so a lot of my partners at NASA, they would meet with me, the astronauts, the education teachers there, and they would virtually work with our students. And so as it says in my bio, air traffic control is my background, and aviation is a passion. So at first I would take the students to go fly the airplane so they could take their first flight. And we've flown hundreds of students on their first flight ever over the years.
I love that.
And so aviation has been a huge part of that. And now we have a partnership with Motherless Daughters Foundation called the Youth Aviation Program. And what we do is we take students annually on different trips to NASA, to other aviation centers where they fly drones, but they also have a partnership with the FAA and at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport, where we meet annually. And this is under the mayor, Andre Dickens, under his initiative for the youth. And we teach them aviation, aerospace at the airport.
My heart is overflowing because I am just so honored to know that this is going on in the community at the elementary school level, junior high, high school, and collegiate level. Then I heard you say NASA and FAA. The exposure that these students are getting from your program is priceless. And number one. Number two, I love your strategy. I love your strategy in helping students dig deeper within by at first introducing them to something that they like, that they're familiar with, right? And then you go from there. And that's how you broaden the vision of our children, our students. And so in the community, that the fact that you're reaching back and then you have outreach programs that are meeting you is phenomenal. Wow. Wow, Dr. Tamika. So you are pivotal in these students' lives, I'm sure. And the fact that you had enough discipline to go out there and launch it, start your nonprofit, and then you realize financially where it was. And that's part of the journey. We learn as we grow, and we don't complain. We just keep going. But you took back to the classroom and went back to your true passion, teaching, and then you gain more knowledge, you gain more wisdom, gain more momentum, and you went back out and you did it again, and you constantly do it. So you're building yourself up, and your students are watching you. And then you have alliances in the community. Tell us a little bit about that.
Now, it would not be possible without my alliances. I tell you, a nonprofit is not you working by yourself. It's you with a board of people.
Mm-hmm.
All my board members, they have been instrumental. And even if I met them just on a professional level,
Mm-hmm.
we spend so much time together. Is you start meeting each other's families, you start going places with each other. We've traveled to take students to St. Louis so they could tour the Boeing facility, and they met female engineers as well as software engineers that they could work on, that who created the Delta airline, Boeing airplanes, and the Southwest airplanes. So we were able to work with these partners to give these children hands-on experience. And the Air Force Base here in Warner Robins, which is Robins Air Force Base, they have been instrumental in helping us with supplies, funding, what we need for our students in the rural communities, because we cannot forget that it's not just about easy access. It's about those children who don't necessarily have the access.
That's right.
Or may not have the transportation.
Right.
So we've been supported with being able to take robotics out to them, being able to take curriculum out to them. And just a team of volunteers. There's so many volunteers. If a high school student needs community service hours because they're in beta club, they come to us, and we do a minimum of 30 hours. And then this is how we grow our pipeline, because students who have worked with me probably around 10 years ago, they always come back and they say, hey, what can I do? They call me by my old name or what they knew me years ago, but they're like, hey, Ms. Ray, or hey, Dr. Head, what can I do to help? Or do you have something that I can help? They just call me all the time.
You inspired them, you motivated them, you encouraged them, you poured into them. And that's something that the communities and the villages do, is when you get a good product, you pour into the students with it, they're gonna absorb it. They're gonna absorb it. And I'm overjoyed here sitting, because I remember just listening to you talk. Growing up, we didn't have these resources. We didn't have anything close or comparable to them. I had friends when we graduated college to go work for NASA, to go work for FAA, but I never had any community involvement where I actually see the students benefiting from the people that you actually go to work and do those jobs every day. And it's intentionally paving the way for them, I see, because what you're doing is you're sparking their interest, and you're piquing their vision, their passion, allowing them to see through their baby eyes, their young eyes, what the possibilities are in their future. And the fact that you have done all this work and you afford them the opportunity to do that, and then your alliances that pour into you in the community that partner with you and pour into these children, should not be unnoticed. It should be recognized globally. And I just appreciate everything that you're doing. So honored to have been on the project with you. To get to know what you're doing in the community. And I salute you. And here at Her Success Unleashed, it's to motivate and to inspire others. I get gratification from the success of watching other women that came to the ranks, and you poured in personally your own personal sweat and blood and tears and monies, I'm sure, because you had to go back to work, because you understand how nonprofits work. Getting into business myself, as I started out as a small business owner, there were so many pitfalls. They can't teach you everything in school. You have to learn from the school of hard knocks. So I love the fact that you learn, you establish a blueprint, and then you share in the community and around the world and the globe. And I have to see you going bigger and globally. So we want to make sure that we keep you on the lips and the minds of everyone that's pouring into our children. The STEM program is amazing. So what are your next upcoming projects, if I ask? Something exciting to do, I'm sure, because you stay busy all the time. When I see your accolades, I see students you're working with. I'm like, oh, there's Dr. Tamika again. So what do you have coming up?
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you said that, because I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out to my global efforts. About 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
one of my partners reached out and asked us if we wanted to extend our programming into Takoradi, Ghana. And so I let them know, yes, I'll send over some, and it's Judah Soccer, Life League, and we also have 10 to Win, Achieve Academy. All of us come together and we work locally in our community, but we wanted to do more. And so Life League, which is a basketball league,
Mm-hmm.
they were already going to Takoradi, Ghana to work with the children there.
Excuse
And
me 1
so
second.
they
What's Takarana Gotti? What is that? I'm sorry.
Takoradi, Ghana is in Africa.
Okay. I
Mhm.
couldn't get the clarification on the enunciation. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Learned
sorry
something
about
new
that.
today.
Takoradi.
Okay.
Yes.
Takarati.
And
Okay.
so they were already traveling there and they asked if we wanted to join. So this past year we went for 2 weeks and I was personally able to work with the children. I took robotic arms there. We taught them how to build solar panel boxes out of pizza boxes because they have a Pizza Hut and they have a KFC. And those are the only two restaurants that were American restaurants that we saw. And we took the pizza boxes, taught them how they can make out of their natural, beautiful resources that they have over there with all that sunlight, how they can cook their own food. And so after doing that, we taught them geothermal energy and how geothermal energy works. And just being able to work with students who were amazed, they were appreciative, and we just had an overall good time, and it was very hard to leave. So
Oh, I'm sure it was.
those efforts, yes. And we've been invited to come back, and we sat with the president and the vice chancellor and she's over international affairs at the university.
Okay.
We sat down with them and told them what our efforts are, and we just finished signing our MOU that we will be going and moving on to doing more efforts over in Ghana in Africa to work with the students in STEM.
How exciting.
So it just started from an idea, and then partners bringing me in, and the next steps are endless.
I'm listening to you, and for anyone that ever had a vision or an idea and they sat on it, after listening to you, they'd get up and start running because you never dwell on anything long before you put it to work. You get a vision, an idea, a dream, and you go for it. And the fact that you were globally in another country and you taught students how to utilize resources that they already have that could be used and recycled rather, and showed them an educational piece towards surviving. I love what you do. I can't imagine people, well, I can, people that don't enjoy the work that they do, get up and go to a job every day that they don't enjoy working. After listening to your story, I'm telling you, I will be the first to say, follow your heart, your vision, your dream. It could be a rocky road. It could be a rough start, but continue. And one thing I share with my daughter each day is to show up for yourself every day. If no one else does, show up for yourself every day. And so when you show up for yourself every day, it validates who you truly are and the powers that dwell within you. And so when I see that your vision started as you were teaching and where it's gone to now, and how many students you're impacting, and how many other businesses and organizations just want a piece of the pie to engage with you, to be a part of what you're doing, because it's phenomenal. And then you think about the educational system being revamped right now, how pertinent this is going to be on the paths of students that may be wanting to attend college or study engineering or go into a different field in aerospace or whatever they want to pursue. This is inspirational to me, and I'm sure it's inspirational to you. I'm these students because I've been out of school for so long, but we never stop learning. We never stop growing. And as an entrepreneur, the school of hard knocks is what we're familiar with. We learn a lot. We fall on our face. We skin our knee. We get up. We keep going. And I can imagine you've had some of that on your journey. But the end result that I see and we all hear is absolutely breathtaking. And I just want to wish you the most abundant success in your future journey with these students, with your alliances with children, the work you're doing in the community, and all the traveling that you're doing. I see you all the time globally going around. So know that it's not unnoticed. And I hope to see you at the White House one day, getting your recognition, because you deserve it for what you poured into the community, poured into schools, poured into students. I wanted to know, what is your most invaluable part of what you do that you would like to share with us today? I'm sorry I threw that one out there. I didn't prepare you, but all of us have something that's abundantly gifted for what we do every day. So what would you say that one thing is that you do that you pour into us with?
I would say, I think you kind of already said the best feeling in the world is to wake up and I can't wait to get to work. I love, 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 like it's such a feeling of enjoyment that is
Mm-hmm.
indescribable
Mm-hmm.
that I think about this, I dream about it, I have thoughts that run through my mind, I have more ideas to where I have to keep notes on my phone, I have to keep a pen by my bed, and it's not just thoughts, it's actually coming to fruition because I'm also setting the plan in motion.
Amen.
And and I tell you, like when you say dreams do come true, I didn't know this was my dream.
Mm.
And I didn't know that this is what I would be good at, especially when I left the military. I was trying to find out what are my next steps? What do I want to do after leaving the military?
Mm-hmm.
And it took some time because I was cardiopulmonary, the respiratory therapist.
Right.
And, there's plenty of jobs at hospitals, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel as fulfilled working in a hospital. I love my patients. I love, working with people, nurses, doctors. I loved what I did, but I still didn't feel like I was fulfilled. And
Mm.
then I it actually I can remember the moment when I came up with what I wanted to do with my program.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually my husband and I were going on vacation and it was like a 3 or 4 hour drive. And I turned to him and I said, "You know what? I think I'm going to try something new. I've never done it before." I said, "But I'm afraid to start a business because I just never done it."
Mm-hmm.
And my husband, he's owned his business for 30 years and he's owned buildings. He's done all of that. So he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Well, look, this is all you do. You just go down there, get a business license, do your business plan." And he just like ran it down so quickly and he made something that was far-fetched that I thought I could never do. And he made it sound so simple in a few words that I just took it and ran with it. And when I actually started to see people want to follow me, that's when you know that you're validated, when people call you
Right.
because they want to be a part of your mission. They want to be supportive. And
Absolutely.
I've made a lot of hiccups along the way because of I'm learning as we're all learning together here. So I've been a lot. But I tell you, most people just know how much love and passion that I have behind it.
Mhm.
They share that same love and passion. So I get a lot of grace. And so when I make mistakes, I tell people, "Hey, I messed up." So, let's try to
Hey,
figure out a different
we're
way.
real. That's real. That's honesty. That's intent. That's authentic. And that's what we need to show up as authentic as possible. Listen, her success unleashed
Yes, I
comes
love it.
at a price. We had to build to this place. And guess what? It takes time, it takes patience. And sometimes we want to rush things along, but everything comes in its appropriate time. But we do show up for ourselves every day. And I can say this, I wouldn't expect any other answer than the one that you gave. You're excited about what you do. You're blessed to have this passion inside of you, and it shows in the work that you do. It comes easy when you do things that you enjoy doing. It's not a headache. It's not hard. It becomes easy. And I'm learning that as I mature, age wise, and in my path, my journey in life, that whenever you put yourself to do something or challenge yourself, set a goal for yourself, even if it's a small goal, that's how you start. And then you strike that goal off. I do a to-do list and I have a vision board, right? And as you mark those things off, it could be one day I got 2 little bitty things done. Guess what? It's still a win. It's still a
That's
win.
right.
You showed up for yourself. You're still a win. So I love the fact that you have so many people around you in the village that are willing to align with you in this dream and this vision that you have, and they're actually doing the work. They're showing up with you. I love that. Thank God for the community that He's given you to work and serve these children. And I hope and pray that we, again, see you bigger than ever because your heart is in the right place. It's intentional, and you can only go up from here. I am so, again, grateful that you came today. I want this show to be down to earth, to be real, to share the headaches, the heartaches, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifference, because that's life. We don't want to sugarcoat anything. We don't want to wear a mask on this show. We want to be real with people, honest with people, because people need to hear the truth. People need to know the truth. They need to know how. Look how you ask your husband about being a business owner. And he says, this. We need to talk and have those communication breakdowns where people don't know, inform them. And so that's what we want to do here on this show. And I'm sure that's what you do while you're out there on the road with your business. So tell me, how do people get in touch with you if they want to follow you, if they want to solicit you, align with you, or contribute to what you're doing? How do they reach you and find you on social media, etc.?
Everything is either my name or Pink STEM. So it's Tamika Ray Head on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram is Pink STEM, Facebook, Pink STEM. Also for Pink Engineering, because we are hiring right now at the Atlanta airport. We're looking for some apprentices to come in electrical, because we teach electrical engineering as well.
Awesome.
So we are putting our, what do you call it? Putting your money where your mouth is.
There you go.
We are creating jobs. We are putting people in place. And our largest focus over the last year and a half has been in AI. And so we work with software engineers and developers in IT. And right now we're going through compliance training. So just to also let everyone know that you have to continue to pour into yourself, your business, but you also have to keep going and to operate it as well.
Absolutely.
Anybody can reach out to me on any of those social media. It has my phone number there. It has my email on the website, every way to reach me. And I'm always, if I'm not the person that has the capacity, or if I'm not the person that can support an opportunity, I will do my best to connect you to someone, because I go in both worlds, in industry, nonprofit, school districts. I'm around so many different people. I work with different legislators at the state capitol, just to let them know what we're doing, how they can support us, talk to the mayors, So just, if I'm
make your presence known.
I would like to thank.
And you have to make your presence known to be seen and heard. Listen, there's nothing shy about you. And I met you with, we had the same leadership coach, and that was just, and ironically, when I came back from that event, we attended a leadership conference at Harvard, and then I came back here. My producer was like, casually talking one day, and he was like, well, we got several studios that I want you to look at here. Pick one. And this one's called the Leadership Studio. We're in the Leadership Studio. So things don't happen by mistake in my life. They're intentional. And I am so honored today to have you, a leader in the community, Dr. Tamika Head. You're doing phenomenal things. Keep it up. And I love that we had this time to spend together today. And I look forward to spending time together in the future. And I have to have you come back again, please.
Please do. I really enjoy myself. And again, her success, what a beautiful title. And you did a phenomenal job interviewing me and pulling it out of me. I tell people, you may not know it, but I'm kind of an introvert, but you would never know, because I've had to train myself to be able to speak and talk to people, because no one wants to work with if you're holding off and you're shy.
Yeah.
So,
but you've got a lot going on in their brain in there, though, honey. You've got a lot going on, so we understand why. Right.
Yes.
Well, you are a valuable tool. You are a gem. You're an angel. We appreciate you, all that you're doing. Keep soaring, keep going, and God bless all your students. I know that they look forward to seeing you and meeting you. And you know how when you see students, when you're out in the public or whatnot, hi, Dr. Tamika.
Yeah.
I know her. Now I can say she's been on my show.
Right.
Anyway, God bless you, my sister, and look forward to seeing you again here, and all the success you deserve. Thank you for what you're doing. Okay?
Thank you, and I appreciate you.
All righty. Take care.